Formula One. And we do so by establishing an iconic partnership.
Rather to reshape them and reimagine them for the next decade and for the next century. Engine capable of generating up to
really have a connection from the legendary 1, 2, 3 victory.
Especially theme, we're going to be launching.
We've got the plan, which is to completely renew our portfolio of current sports cars. On top of that, we're going to be adding 3 new car lines, which will allow us to grow our volume to something more significant, which will allow us to basically have no more famine and feast in the future, a very sustainable business model. But we also need to make sure that we're creating the future collectible cars. We needed to make a sports car, a DB sports car, a David Brown sports car. We needed to think about how that looks in the future in order to attract women to the brand, which of course is so important because women control 60 to 80% of the buy decision. Then we need to make it attractive in different ways. And so having a higher vehicle, a crossover, getting that center of gravity up, making it more approachable, easier to get in and get out, give you more confidence on the road.
The genetic code of Audi is very clear. It is sporty, it is progressive, and there are always high values. And the sportiness and the attribute of sportiness is not better expressed than with the R8, and this is really a big momentum for us.
Legacy goes way back, of course, to racing times, and they're always limited editions, low models, absolute high performance vehicles, a lot of them, of course, taken on track and on rallies as well. So, when you get a chance to drive it, I hope you do, then you'll find that it fits right at the pinnacle of the RS nomenclature. Well, I think the spirit of RS is ultimate driving experience. Can be off-road, of course, on track. And they've got 4 settings in this car where you can also drift it as well. So if you're a rally driver in the dirt and the dust, and a lot of them like to do it, there's a lot of capability, even for people like me, who's not a professional driver, to be able to drift the car around corners. So the pinnacle, really, of the performance attributes you would want from a car that you can drive on-road, but also take off-road as well. It really does sit on top of the Ford brand, and of course the fact that it's a Focus as well. We've had RS Fiestas as well. I think raises the whole profile of the brand.
Head-up display, adaptive cruise control, new ways. It's what makes us so successful. The new Mercedes-Maybach S600 Pullman is really a legend on wheels. We have a 50-year tradition with this vehicle for heads of state, for monarchs, and for stars. So if you're looking for the ultimate comfortable ride in a chauffeured car in the luxury segment, you will come to the S600 Maybach. This is very clearly a chauffeur-driven car, so you need to feel like a king when you're in the back seat. It has the most quiet backseat of any series production car in the world, the smoothest ride, and actually the most exclusive hi-fi system that has ever been built into a car in a series production. It has enormous space with a wheelbase of 3.7 meters, and heads of states, kings and queens and stars can use this car as their show car, so to speak. Needs of the young and active families. Now the Grand Tourer features a sliding for up to 5 universal child seats. Now European customers will have a choice of 5 turbocharged petrol and diesel engines which offer kilometers, and it emits just 104 grams of CO2 per kilometer. And with a 220D xDrive, the BMW 2 Series Grand Tourer is the only car in its class to achieve 4-wheel drive with 7-seat. We are certain that this vehicle is customers have been waiting for. It is the perfect addition to the
Ich bedanke mich auch für Ihr offenes Feedback und Ihre kritischen und konstruktiven.
Des sensations de conduite uniques et propres à la marque Peugeot ont été introduites il y a 3 ans avec ce Peugeot iCockpit qui a bousculé les codes de l'habitacle. Pionnier de l'appel d'urgence, depuis 2003, il équipe aujourd'hui près d'1 million de véhicules et il a permis l'appel d'urgence automatique des secours dans près de 10 000 situations accidentelles, qui permet la géolocalisation de véhicules volés, avec le pack mapping qui permet le contrôle de l'utilisation à distance, ou encore le pack monitoring, un véritable carnet d'entretien virtuel. Pour conclure sur la connectivité, avec la nouvelle 208, la série 2 la plus généreuse de l'histoire de la marque Peugeot. Elle dynamise, elle participe à cette régénération de la gamme de Peugeot que nous avons initialisée il y a plus de 3 ans. Mesdames et messieurs, je vous remercie et je vous souhaite un excellent salon de Genève.
With only 48 volts of rated voltage, we achieve 4 times 25 kilowatt, corresponding 136 horsepower. With this setup, we are looking for new applications, new markets. For example, application in the part of aerospace, application in the terrestrial market, application in the rail transport. Ladies and gentlemen, the first Quintino with a flow cell technology and designed, built for the mass market. Unique design, sporty, dynamic.
That in the mind of our customers, especially here in Europe,
l'amélioration des qualités à une forte amélioration de la au résultat opérationnel de la division automobile USA Citroën, qui, vous le savez, en 2014 est renouvelée.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you to a namesake of mine, the small and simply outstanding Opel car. The all-new car is the perfect addition to our small car, 4.3 liters of gasoline and only emits 99 grams of CO2. And of course, with our award-winning IntelliLink system. The Opel car is the perfect car for the price.
Now we have the fuel consumption, the combined fuel consumption is only 5.3.
Ouais, non, c'est clair. Et puis, de pas. Il n'y a pas de souci. Ciao, ciao.
Rationalität, zwischen die Schönheit und ein Blick, welcher versuchtig ist. Und klar, und sagen, das was schon ein starker Teil von unserer Gene ist und die Farbe. Aber auch, dass man sieht, dass die Herkunft haben.
Meine Damen und Herren, derjenige, der bei Skoda für Schönheit und Funktion
a major new collaboration to offer an exciting and inspiring.
The absolute opposite of ordinary. Huh? That's a distinctive alternative to all those who are bored after many years of driving a uniform. If you look to the global luxury markets, still growing, beyond 1 million, further growing till 2018 at 1.1. The large SUVs, where the Levante will play the segment, accounts for more than 50% of this. Big regions again, NAFTA, United States, Asia Pacific, in particular China, but also important in Europe, Middle East. Our Levante will be, as it have been already quadruported in Ghibli, a real attractive alternative to everybody who's already there.
Motorsport regulations over the years have evolved, and really it's all about trying to slow the cars down. So the rear of the car has been reduced in terms of aerodynamic efficiency. So what's the best thing to do? Put the aerodynamic efficiency at the front. But that means you've got to put the engine at the front. And then the whole train of thought for our engineers started from there. So it really is looking at a problem with a blank sheet of paper and coming up with what we think is the right solution. The funny thing about motor racing is someone will be right and someone will be wrong. Let's find out in June at Le Mans. Much room in it, then I can lean in and look like I know. Go. The reaction to this car has been incredible. Normally today in motor racing, the drivers are the stars, whether it be Vettel, whether it be Mark Webber moving from Formula 1 to World Endurance Championship. People talked about that rather than a new Porsche. With this, we announce a driver and it's like, oh yeah, new driver's announced, but what about the car? And that's really turned around the way that motorsport has been over the last few years. The coverage we've got of this car is incredible. As one of our competitors even said, we're winning off track. Let's see if we win on track or not.
Places unknown, always a hero comes home.
The racing drivers really have got to relearn their craft, if you like. Most of them have come up through the single-seater ranks where the engine's in the back and it's driving the rear wheels. So they're having to work out how to drive this car differently. It was the same with Zield and it was the same with some of our other projects. In a way, it's the same as the GTR. The four-wheel drive road car GTR doesn't drive like some of its competitors. So they've got to relearn. But these guys are clever guys, they're very adaptable, and they're getting their heads around it. Normally, on a race car, you've got big tyres on the back and small ones on the front. If you look at this, you've got small tyres on the rear. And it's all about the aerodynamics, the weight, and the tyre sizes all matching across the car. So actually, there's not much downforce on the back compared to the front, so you don't need as wide tyres. So when you think about it, it's quite logical. When you look at it, it's not logical at all. Two of our drivers have come from the Nissan GT Academy, which we've run with PlayStation now for 7 years. And we take a very, very simple concept, which is, can a driver train on a computer game? And when we did that 7 years ago, much like the reaction to this car, or Qashqai or Leaf, everyone said, that's crazy, that'll never work. And today, 2 of our 9 drivers in our Le Mans lineup are from gaming, which is incredible. Our job is to go to Le Mans in the first year and be credible, to prove that this was the right decision. That doesn't mean going out and win, that doesn't mean go out and get pole position, it means be credible and do a good job in the first year. And then we can push on from there and see what we do in 2016.